Welcome, guys, to the Psy Tai podcast number 95 with your host, Psy Tai. We are here today. Hopefully, y'all having a wonderful morning, evening, night, midnight special. Whatever time is coming at y'all, enjoy this energy. Take part in this atmosphere in the chat or the Discord, and we can start the conversations where you combine your mind with your heart, see what your gut mind is saying, connect all those three circles, and let whatever come out. Just come on out. Let's cue that other intro. The loop on that is so off, but it works. Let me go into open up the Discord. That's a place where you can come and tie things on out on live. Go in there. Hey, Piano Key. I don't know if you can hear me.
Check.
There we go.
You hear me?
Yeah, bright and early. How things been?
Chilling, man. Doing these 12-hour work days and then 8 hours on my days off. I haven't done
Nice.
any new facilitations, man. I need to get back to it.
Uh-huh. But in the work field, or the other work field.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Anybody have you had anything going on? Or you just been working? Like not facilitating but something for yourself.
Uh, yeah, I've been trying to still perfect these vape pens. I want the bigger ones to do what they're supposed to, but either they leak or they hit too harsh, and then the smaller ones, the real skinny ones, aren't yielding the breakthrough experience that I want. But I have these rectangular ones that are somewhere in between. And I think I'm gonna just end up
Mm-hmm.
having to go with that for now. But it's not a bad thing. It's all progress. Um,
Gotcha.
but I gotta make some more. Gotta grow some more mushies soon. Behind on that, like I got plenty of stuff. I got a popcorn jar that's ready to go. I need to get this going. I'm looking at it now. Eesh. So yeah, I just need to make time to get stuff done. It looks like.
Cool.
Set this to the side now. I'm
That's
listening
what I've
to
been
this
making.
book.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
What
go
you on
ahead.
now?
It was this. So Graham Hancock, I want to say, was on the Joe Rogan podcast with some other dude,
Yeah,
talking
I
about a
was
book.
watching the first hour of it.
Yeah, man,
You got the
it was a
book?
good podcast. I got the Audible book, and it's pretty good, yo.
What is it? Oh,
Everything we
I'm
talk
gonna
about.
type in 2020. Yeah, it is everything we talk about to the point where I'm feeling like I need to really work on this book and use our experiences as the cover and the actual content of what's inside. We coming
That'd be
across the
dope.
same information. We just need to
Uh-huh.
not have it organized like religion, but just like how everybody else, just information that you can go back on, like how we doing with the secret machines. Just, oh yeah, remember they said this in this chapter. I'm able to now think about this now. Just little
Yep.
tidbits. It's about time.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you brought up Secret Machines too, man. I'm over. I think I'm gonna end up listing that book at least one more time before the year is over. Like it's such a
I'll
good
have your
book.
phone. Hold on. I took it off the charger. You had took it off the charger. Oh, ooh, I took out the right one. My bad. I got it. Yeah, what was about secret machines?
Just it's such a
I have
great
to look
book
it up.
series, man. I'm waiting on that third one to come out, but before it comes out, I'll probably end up re-listening to the series one more time before this year is over.
Yeah, I'm
It's
looking.
just
I
that.
had the book pulled up now since you had jumped on. I was going
Shoot,
through
yeah,
see what popped up.
we can chop it up about that one too with the search feature and everything. Like I'm really down to really one day have a deep dive on both of those books.
Huh. I'm on this part right now where it say alienation. It say alienated. Of course, I'm alienated. I'm an alien, and it's like a quote by Alan Arkin.
Quote. Yeah, all the chapters start off with a really dope quote, and I love that.
Let me put this up there for them. There we go. This is the book Secret Machines Guide by Tom DeLonge. It's pretty good. This is I think this talking about the giants, this chapter.
Mm. Okay.
And the Nephilim as well.
And that's just, yeah, exactly. Nephilim, like that's just all over the place in regards to whether it be religious things or alien stuff. Like they're telling the same stories and the procreate. Like honestly, I grew up, what, 33? I'll be 33 this year, I think. And I grew up watching Xena, Warrior Princess, and Hercules. So all the stories, like they tell the same stories, whether it's biblical, whether it's the Greek mythology, whether it's alien stuff, like they're all telling these same stories of a god mating with a human woman and, half man, half god type of thing, or half human, half otherworldly of some sort.
And like being part of one world but being from another world.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all the stories, like you said, even the Jesus story, the Muhammad story, the people come in tune with something beyond, and then even with this alien thing, like coming in terms of are these bodies AI inside of one of the simulations that are being made? so
Yes, man. Yes.
So that's what I'll be going off of, and I just base everything else off of that because it makes sense. Because like, imagine designing a video game and stuff like that. Like I am that character. I created it. I'm living in it. I know what he's going to experience and all of that. But I'm up here as well, just writing about it or watching the simulation go through. But it's so magical, as we put it as humans, that we there and here at the same time. Like where our awareness jumps to, at least.
And I know I'm all over the place, but I wanted to tell you, I don't know if I told you before, but I got these vests, man. They're called a sub pack for video gaming. But I'm using them for music and hopefully my facilitation soon. But it's like it vibrates your back and you put on your front so it vibrates your chest. So I got two of them, so I can do your back and your chest. But it's mostly bass, like subwoofers, like portal subwoofers, and they knock, man. I haven't even had the bravery to do it with while tripping yet.
That's how strange that's how impactful it is.
Yeah, man, it's intense for sure. Oh, she's not even in the office today. Right, hold on. Oh, they had a power outage at work. Sorry, I'm multitasking, my dude. My bad.
No. Do your thing. No, with the virtual reality and everything. That's just the way it's going to be. It's going to get way, way more immersive, just like we see in the movies, and just like we see here overall, creating a sim in a sim. And I hear all the arguments and stuff, like what plays off in the human mind of, oh, how can we be gods? Like, we're not gods. We can't create things inside. We shouldn't create things inside of things. That's how people say we got to pull the plug now before it's too late. It's like it already started a long time ago.
Exactly. Yeah. We're out the way.
It was part of our things, what we got to do.
And see, I was talking to my girl yesterday about Mandela effects, right? And trying to explain to her, like, I'll go on Spotify, like, because I was in a wedding band. Give you a little background, like, I like live music and I like the studio produced music. So you might remember a song sounding a certain way when you produced it in the studio, but then when you perform it live, hold on one second.
It all changes up.
Yeah. 1 second, please.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Is that Wow Man Ninja?
How's it going? Man, hey, you were just talking about virtual reality and we're just going that way, Ty.
Uh-huh.
You know how like culture is always producing movies and books and things that are along those lines that kind of like get the big consciousness psychologically prepared for this kind of like stuff coming out.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
like Black Mirror.
Yeah, there's a new movie that's so spot
Ryan
on.
Reynolds,
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's like called
the guy.
First Guy or something. Yeah,
What's it called?
Yeah,
I'm
The
waiting
First
on
Guy?
that.
First
I
Guy
think it's
or
called.
something.
It might be the guy. I could be wrong
The-
though.
Yeah, what is it? But I was just looking at that, and oh my god, it is just like that, where he's in virtual reality land. Free
Oh,
Guy is
it's
what it's
called Free
called.
Guy.
Free guy.
Free
Yeah,
Guy.
yeah. I'm waiting on that one. I think it comes in December, man. There's
I
that
did
and the
see
new
this
Matrix
preview.
movie. They had a new preview that came out like a day or two ago too. A new trailer.
Yo, I'm looking at it now. He got the glasses on and his AR and stuff like that. He can see things beyond. Yeah, let me make this so they can see on YouTube. And no, Ronald Reynolds. I said Ronald Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan.
Just his persona, his character here on Earth. When he acting, he playing those movies that be breaking the fourth wall. Even like Beyond Deadpool, they just be having. He just a character that have you came and have you think, like, yo, this is what's going on. If you really look at it. Hold on, I'm looking. Wait, I want to play audio.
The game, man. I don't care if he's Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger. Terminate him.
We're doing great. Guy, in 2 days, the game is gonna shut down. You, this whole city, they'll be gone.
What if we can
What?
save it?
I know this.
Was that cool? It felt really cool. We can change our world, but we have to fight together. I don't even know what's happening right now.
Looks dope.
This is the first time I've ever driven a car before.
Oh wow.
We should mention
No, I
that.
didn't see this much.
Yeah.
The first time.
And there's this YouTube channel called Matrix Explained, and it definitely correlates with the movie we're talking about and everything else. Like,
Yeah, you see how they had the. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check out the YouTube. You see how I didn't
Matrix
know it
Explained.
all took place inside of a virtual world that they was aware was kind of virtual, like the street and stuff
Oh.
breaking apart.
yeah, and I've seen the street and stuff break apart in my trips where it's like this is a different, like, there's different versions of our reality, and there's different save points, and they can like just scrap our reality and go back to a different save point. And it's like, I'm not supposed to remember, but it's like I've seen our reality totally get shattered just like it does in that commercial. Where like, oh man, I'm not even joking. I wish I was making this up, but a lot of special effects I've seen in my trips, I've seen in movies before seeing it in movies.
No, I'm laughing, but I ain't joking. I'm with you. Cause I get that feeling all the time. And many people bring it up to me like, oh, the reset button was just hit. And I'll be thinking, I'll be getting those hints and feelings and like of just knowing. I'll be playing with it in my head, but talking it out loud since I didn't have the like legit experience that you had, like with the eyesight. I just be having those feelings like, yo, something just reset, or like we just back. It's just possible because I just know how I do it with games and video games and the thought process and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, even I'm gonna come back to this later. I'm gonna put this reality on pause for a second, and we're gonna do something else. And then when you usually come back, like, oh, now I remember something else, or man, or like this is the millionth time this simulation, or umpteenth number, not even a real number, the simulation was ran. And then the program just the AI just been developing further along, and like, oh, let's add this algorithm and see what it does. Or
I love the way you speak right now, so I totally get it.
yeah,
Totally get
it. Just seeing how things live, how life creates itself, and then they just
And
like,
it's-
"All right, let's
it's-
sing."
And that's what it's that essentially, if you put into like a few words, that's quantum mechanics, where it's just like you're seeing every possibility, like every potential possibility. If you've got 38 shirts in your closet right now, you woke up and put on one of them, you had 38 different things on how this day could have played out. If you got a bag
all
of
of them
chips,
stretch out.
yeah,
actually play out like in some
play
other
out
realm.
exactly, totally different way. Yep, quantum
And that's
mechanics,
where,
man.
and I think that's where all this awareness and stuff pop in. Like when they say your thoughts, but when we be saying our thoughts create reality, or come to this hint that on how it does and how it's in tune with it and stuff. Because if you depressed and everything like that, you seem like you can't get out of it. Because like you thinking things that's happening, like, well, I'm thinking it and it happened, so what do you mean? Like things is fucked up. Like I can't get out of this. But then it's like that's the reality you in, and your thoughts are creating that. And then us getting into this quantum, I want to relate it to the quantum, like wherever your point in awareness pops up. Like you can go into the quantum world and pop up in another space. Like the reality will still kind of all look the same. Everybody would still say, hey, good morning and stuff like that. But you in a whole nother realm because your thoughts is, you in another play of thoughts, another world of thoughts. Like,
and see, that's what I was trying to tell you
Sora
earlier.
and bad Sora. It's just different versions of yourself. You pop into another literal version.
That's what, excuse me, that's what I was trying to say earlier was, hold on one second.
Up to my porch.
All right, there we go, my bad. So I was telling my girl that when I listen to music, like Mandela affects art typically, meaning you could have heard a song a certain way, or seen a picture a certain way, or a movie a certain way, or a TV show a certain way, and your brain stores it as that. But you can listen to a cover of a song, and it's different. It's the same song, but it's different. You got somebody else singing, or some other, maybe it's in a different key for the piano player, especially if it's live. But they're recreating. We'll call it a world. We'll instead of it being a song, it's almost like a world that's being created to mimic the original world, but things will be slightly different. But it's like, oh, I recognize this, and this, but I know it's totally different. And it's just the fact that stuff, like I try to explain to her, like that's how I view music. Like if I hear a song, and like I'll love the original, but then I'll hear like not even a remix, but a cover or a live version. Like if they do it live in Japan or live someplace else, it's just like, okay, well I have a point of reference of what I recall with this song, but this is different. And for some people, it might not be. Like they might not even know. Like some people might be like, here, what's an example? Some people be like, that Lauryn Hill song with the Fugees, Killing Me Softly. That might be the only version of song they know of Killing Me Softly, and not even know that originally it was like Roberta Flack or somebody. And that's just in their brain, in their world. That was that art to them.
They just popped up in that world, and that's all they know.
Exactly.
Yep. And like you saying, the different realities and versions that's going on of ourselves and of music. I'm real into music as well, so I understand what you mean, especially when it comes to rock music. Like with Led Zeppelin, their Stairway to Heaven song, they have the studio version, and when they played it live, sometimes Jimmy Page would turn up the solo and like add extra notes and stuff like that. And the way they was singing and stuff, it's this one live performance I just love getting lost in. And I love the original, but I love the live. And sometimes I love listening to acoustic versions. That's like the same vibe, but like it's different. But it's like you said, the point of origin, the feeling is still there. And even like the I was mentioning before, GTA and everything, like how it's been the same feeling since the first one, but it's just different on how it plays out. But it's the same world, but different in a different reality.
Exactly. So, like, if I'm having a DMT trip and I'm outside looking at my yard and the trees out there, then I hit the DMT pen, and then all of a sudden these trees are totally different, and the grass is totally different. I'm still looking at the original image that I saw 5 minutes ago, but it's altered. It's augmented reality. So
Mm-hmm.
things in our reality can be edited, can be altered, can be modified. Like if I'm chilling in my house and it's my house, and the next thing you know, it looks like it's a futuristic Egyptian king's throne type of thing. It's like, whoa, what? How? Like, but it just shows you anything is possible. Like
And
without a
that's how
doubt.
it's. And I know you into games too. That's why I love modern games,
Hmm.
because it's the same feeling. I'm getting deeper into DMT and stuff. I'm working my way there. But the feeling I get when modern
Coding,
is coding and growing up coding
coding.
and learning what modern was and finding
Hmm.
glitches in games and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
and being like, yo, like this reality, we thought this all it was, but now we able to do what the developers was doing or get a taste of it, and now it's like then you can learn to code your own games and stuff like that. I've been getting into that as well, learning
Hell
like
yeah.
using Unity and Unreal Engine and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
the wherever you find you pop up in life is like, whoa, it really preps you and shows you things. It's this other thing I want to bring up. It's called Conway's Game of Life, and it was showing how, what is it? It's an old, wait, yeah, I didn't bring it to wiki. Say the game of life, also known as life, is a cellular augmentation devised by British mathematician John Conway in 1970. It's like basically a game where you set things out, and I can't even describe it, but these little square dots called glider guns or gliders, they go across the screen, and they either going to come
Hmm.
together or destroy each other, but it's all random. So then you just let them keep going, and eventually you start seeing new patterns form that you didn't expect and stuff like that. It's real complicated, but it's real like just starting life off. And then like if it would have
Yeah.
started another way, then 10 minutes later that final result would have been different. So it's like changing the initial results, initial start, so that the everything afterwards is different.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that
It
out
makes
now.
more sense if you check it out. Yeah.
I'm going
I'm
to.
going to, I used to have it on my phone when I was first getting into all of this esoteric stuff.
Oh,
But no, life is
mark my
awesome.
PHI.
Like I think I glitched into a reality. Well, I know I glitched and moved into a reality where we even talking about this kind of stuff right now. Because I remember growing up how none of this was supposed to ever be talked about, and it was like everything that we say, like, man, it's that white boy stuff, or what are you talking about? Or you don't experience those kind of things. That's false. Like it's another me that was still in that reality. And then I took something and just jumped to another world. um, 'Cause I think all of it is all meaningful to whatever's watching all of this. Like the part of me that didn't never take this, the part of me that's a part that's experiencing these things. Because to me, all of it still means nothing, but to play it out means something. Like, oh, I'm playing this game. I love this game. I love this world. For all that it is, the chaotic, the bad, the good. I don't even know what that is. I'm just sitting up here really laughing.
Yeah.
It's this movie I was watching yesterday called. Oh man, hold on one second. I got Bluetooth stuck. What's the name of that movie? No Shasta. Illuminate. That's what it's called. I was watching this movie called Illuminate. It was on Amazon Prime. And it was about these guys, these beings called the luminaries that so-called live in Mount Shasta. And I was gonna cut it off, but I kept watching it because I kind of live just an hour from Mount Shasta. So I was like, I gotta take a trip up there, but just see what's going on. Because they kind of made it a documentary style, but it's a movie. So they blended it both together. Because I've Googled some things, and they was talking about how people believe these beings called the luminaries live in these caves tunnels that's in Mount Shasta, and people record these low frequency vibrations being emitted from the peak of the mountain and stuff like that.
Mm.
Let me type in Mount Shasta aliens. But the movie was interesting because the girl, the main character, was able to astral project. And she was learning how to do it since she was a kid. So she learned how to project back in the past and the supposed past. And then she learned how to actually bring back objects and stuff like that. I was like, that's an interesting thought. To be able to bring back the object, I'm with going back astral projecting. All right, Mount Shasta aliens, Legends of Mount Shasta.
I just got a great idea for like a YouTube channel. You could like,
What's that?
you could like go to different secret, not secret, but like sacred sites, you know, and then like get like just like 3.5, 4 grams of mushrooms, you know, and then just try to get in the spirit world where you can like see these things maybe, because maybe you can't see those luminaries, you know, unless you go in there tripping, see, and then you can do this all. You could do this all over the world and just videotape your experiences. And I guarantee it'd be way better than those stupid ghosts, you know, chasing stories that they never actually ever get any, you never see a ghost, you know. Oh, God. Those normal shows, yeah. But, man, I want to see someone go in there tripping balls. They'll see some stuff. That'd be fun.
That gotta be in the agenda for sure. I just hope I can still talk about it afterwards.
Right.
But no, that definitely. I want to do that. That's why I want to get deeper into DMT as well, or more used to it, so that if I'm just at a place like that, I could just say, all right, I got a good half hour, 20 minutes. Let's go, instead of having to prepare a whole 8 hours and worry about lions and stuff like that. Like, that's just me worrying. But yeah, that's gonna be the future. You just set it out. It's going just like on Animal Planet and Discovery Channel, or Sci-Fi Channel more specifically, with the ghost movies and stuff. But yeah, it says it right here. It says Mount Shasta also has been a focus for non-Native American legends centered on a hidden city called Telos of advanced beings from a lost continent of Lemuria. The legend grew from an offhand mention of Lemuria in the 1880s. Oh man. And then just got a question mark. In 1899, Frederick Oliver published A Dweller on Two Planets, which claimed that survivors from a sunken continent called Lemuria were living in on Mount Shasta. Lemuria.
I'm intrigued.
And philosophy.
Like Atlantis.
Blavatsky. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, drowning and stuff like that. Let me finish what they wrote on here. Beneath the mountain, occasionally were seen which claimed that survivors, blah, blah, blah. Oliver's Lemurians lived in a complex of tunnels beneath the mountain and occasionally were seen walking the surface dressed in white robes. In 1931, Henry Lewis, using the pseudonym Westser Serve, wrote a book published by the Rosicrucians. What? About the hidden Lemurians of Mount Shasta, that a bibliography on Mount Shasta described as responsible for the legend's widespread popularity. This belief has been incorporated into numerous occult religions, including the I Am movement activity, the Summit Lighthouse, the Church Universal and Triumph. They got some corny names. And the Cryon, Church Universal and Triumph. Like, it's called CUT. That's what it was for short. A New Age movement in 1975. Yeah, so most likely they probably had a substance as well and saw something. And then they started a whole cult off of it. Like, oh man, this is it. This is all that's it. We ain't gonna go no farther. That's how the cults be starting. They're like, all right, we got the truth. We experienced something. That's it. Now we got to create a world off of this, which they can and will do. All right, let's see what they was talking about the Lumeria, because now they got into philosophy. Or that Madame Blonsky lady, she wrote it as an idea. Oh, she talking about the continent as well. Put forward by zoologists was located. Yeah, they just talking about it in India, the Indian Ocean. The theory was proposed as an explanation for the inhabitants of Lemurs in Africa, Madagascar, and India, in the islands of Indian Ocean. Since according to the classification of animals of that period, not only endements of Madagascar were considered lemurs. Oh, I read that word so wrong. They trying to say that's where lemurs came from, that island. They trying to say that's how they made it to Africa and Madagascar and India. Yeah, so lemurs come from Lumeria. They do say that because I remember reading that lemurs was ring-tailed lemurs like Zugumafu. They was only found on Madagascar. But yeah, that's all they got about it, really. I'm just scrolling down to see, so I don't just read something for no reason. But it's reminded acceptance of Darwinism. Yeah, that's all they really got. And then it's just going off sunken cities and back to the idea of Atlantis. It's probably the same thing.
Yeah, Lumeria
Different
and
name.
Atlantis go hand in hand. Like anytime people talk about one, they typically will mention the other.
Oh, cool.
And that explains, like, if you watch the Atlantis movie for kids on Disney back in the day. Actually, I'm pretty sure the princess's name in that movie is Lumeria.
No, that's my
If you
movie.
watch it, I had to Google it, but I'm pretty sure that's her name. Let me check it
She
out
had
right now.
them hips.
Yes, she did. I ain't gonna front on that. She definitely
That
did.
was my movie. You know, the person who created that movie, he made that whole language up for the movie and the writing in it. He just made it up for the movie.
That's dope.
I was like, wow, he was tapped in, or he just had a lot of creativity, or was really channeling something, and then coded it
Yeah,
into the movie, even if it's just his own interpretation, which is everything
I'm
is.
impressed. Exactly.
Atlantis.
Oh, you beat me to it. Go look it out.
Main character.
Forget the
Close.
dude's name. Something.
Kaida.
I was way off. Who's Lumeria then? Someone has the name Lumeria. Lumeria. I'm gonna find this out in a second.
You know that cartoon was one of my favorites too. And when I was a kid and I watched the scene when the old man, he's the Milo meets the old man for the first time.
Milo.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
he walks into his like office and he's like doing yoga upside down, naked, and his like robe falls down. I was like, I'm gonna be like that guy when I'm old.
Yeah, he knew
He was
something. He the
awesome.
one that set him out on a journey.
Yeah. Crazy, all eccentric, and just adventure. We're going on an adventure, Milo.
Classic.
I got like that as I got older. But I was always the main guy, like, oh, what's going on? What is beyond this road? And then having the thoughts that didn't really play out and being all nerdy and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, who's there?
I just want
There you go. You breaking in and out. Well, I can,
late like true and every
Hey Charles, you probably have to go in and out. Ooh. The thumbnail they caught is funny. Just my lips, like my mouth just halfway open between the word. Hey, you there?
it's better.
No, it's the same.
All right.
Oh. Unfortunately. Hopefully you can get that working and come back in.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I heard him mention True Podcast last night. I missed it. I didn't get the notification. I probably gotta subscribe. I'm unsubscribe and subscribe again.
I was knocked out apparently.
I can hear you clear now. How am I sounding?
Oh, loud and clear.
I'm better.
Oh, okay. I just want to tap in real quick, man. We was talking maybe on the weekend of the 24th, that maybe that Friday, Saturday, or that Saturday, Sunday, linking up and going out to a Joshua Tree, man. Not sure if you can get down and link with us, but more info to come on it. It's let me see. Hey, you got Google at your fingertips, pimpin'.
Yeah, I just did it as soon as you was finished.
Yeah, Palm Springs area. Like just past Palm Springs area.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the national park?
I believe so. Yeah. So I mean, it'd be a little hike for you, but you know, it'd be an event of all events. You know, more information to come from True on that. We just kind of came up with it last night, but you know, hopefully this time we can all get together and link.
Man, you ever seen those Joshua trees and they start dancing?
Ooh, I haven't yet, but hey,
that's when you know the mushrooms are kicking in. When you start seeing the Joshua trees, they start dancing for you.
He said, "Oh man, that tree over there got a mean two-step."
Yeah. You see it, man. They just start swaying, and oh yeah, it's like a whole dance. Everyone's dancing. All the cactus is beautiful, man. I love Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
wow.
But shoot, man,
yeah.
you know, hopefully that's something, you know, we can all link up and get out to, man. I know it's a little ways for you, Ty, but you know, hey,
you know, 9 hours 17 minutes.
You said what? It's
how far?
9 hours.
9 hours.
Yeah. But
I gotta put it in my phone, see how long it's gonna take me.
I wanted to visit True eventually, and it's about the same amount of hours to get to San Diego from here.
Right. So he coming up, and then, you know, I just head straight. I'm kind of like Long Beach area, so it's a straight dash over for me, even though it's still a little hike. But it's a little hike for everybody, man. But you know, I think this would be the time.
Yeah, if I can make that happen, I'm going too. Yeah, I just typed it in.
Here.
It's about the same for me from San Diego to the other place.
Yeah.
To Joshua Tree.
Mm-hmm. But more to come on that, man. I just wanted to tap in real quick. Love the show. Let y'all know that information if y'all wasn't on the session last night, and you know, be safe. One love, everybody. Peace.
One. Looking up Joshua Tree. I never actually seen one. Let's see. Oh, I seen those in movies though. Let me show y'all. Oh, the desert. That sky would be wonderful to look at though. At nighttime. Ain't no lights to block, no stars. Then under a substance, that ain't even gonna matter. What is that? A coniferous tree? I was just learning about forest again with my daughter, doing the homeschooling every day. Am I still on the Discord? You're doing the homeschooling every day. We had to learn about forest, coniferous and deciduous trees, deciduous forest. I was like, whoa, I never even hear that. Did you learn this in first grade? I probably did, just forgot. Deciduous. But that just proves how much farther along the next generation is going to be, period. With the coding and technology and the know-how about realities and what you're able to do and the power you have when you the power, I mean, by having the experience than having to just go off of what somebody else is saying and see what's going on through substances and meditation and just seeing the clues around you. But you know, we all got superstitions always point to like something that's going on higher, or like just getting you out of your normal groove of thinking so that you can like see beyond your eyes for a quick second, like with your feelings and whatever it is with your third eye, whatever word you got for it. So like we're gonna have all these new superstitions out that's gonna like be readily available, like the non-cats and stuff like that. But now we're gonna get like, oh, we thought the same thing at the same time. Like that's a tysonicity, or to other people it's gonna be a synchronicity. Like, oh, our thoughts are connected and stuff. Like, yeah, we blah blah blah. Instead of like saying, oh, well, God just inspired me to say this. Like, and it just told me, you know what I mean? Like some people, they have a connection to people, and they'll say like it's some other entity telling them, when probably it's really them literally just having a mind interface going on, mind to mind interface. I don't know where I know where I'm hitting at, but it'll play out as we keep on talking and living, because that's what I'm seeing too. The action, besides talking, is like action is everything. Like what we do is who we really are. I mean, it's not who we are here. Like I don't know, because it seems like I'm getting real base, but that's still part of the picture of like things that we do, the actions that we take, and the choices that we decide to make. Is who is the character that we developed. I don't know. I'm way beyond this character development stuff. I just want to talk about jumping realities and creating stuff. I was I was just thinking about personal things and fixing stuff and woody woo. But I just got a new TV, and I got a QLED TV, and the quality of it, the way they make things move, like
looks like you tripping.
Yeah, it makes me look like I'm tripping. And my girlfriend's sister came over, and she had said she didn't know if she wears glasses. She said she didn't know if her eyes was not working or if it was her mind making a move like that. But the way that they was moving, it was like similar to tripping, like how things move just more at a higher frames per second. So I was like thinking, I had this metaphor played out in my head where it's like that's how it is for reality, and like most people not experiencing what's actually going on. It's all about how much you paid for your TV, or how much you was inherited through your genes or something. Now some people see a lot of things like growing up, like ghosts and spirits and colors and stuff, without ever having a psychedelic experience. So they probably come from a long line of powerful, like present magicians or something like that. But just in theory. But I had a TV right before this, and the reason I got it was for like kind of no reason but the upgrade, because I knew it was something better and affordable out there, like still in my price range if we like split it down the middle and stuff like that with my girlfriend. Like, oh, we split this, we can get it. So now, like when I'm watching the world, it's at another. It just looks crisper. I'm able to see more detail, get more emotional ties from it. So it's like some people getting so bored with this reality and saying, oh, this is it. Like this is all that there is to this reality. Like every time I look around, it's the same thing. And then us having these trips, it's like we literally seeing reality through a new TV. Like we brought a new TV, and now we watching it through this, or through a new camera lens, as they say, or the poetry is wipe the dust off the lens and seeing it more crisper and clearer, like in 10K or 20K or something like that. And just the emotional joy I got from looking at the trees and everything around me, and the glows around them and everything, and the color change. And it's like, yo, like this is how it really is. My mind just can't afford it right now. Like my mind just ain't there. I'm just getting like a teaser. I just got brought to like a show hall or something when they showing all the nice cars and the new technology out, and it's like, oh wow. But yeah, it's they're like, not yet. Can't have this all the time yet. I feel like that's how
Yeah.
reality playing out with me. But it's actually that's how it is. And I think
Yeah.
it's even so physical that some people saying when they microdose with mushrooms or at the mushroom experience, they able to see clearer. I remember Paul Stamets saying that guy, he had a friend that was older than him and was losing his eyesight and stuff, and once he had mushrooms he was able to see, but like take his he was able to hear. He was able to hear and see. He was talking about taking his hearing aid out. And he was like, hey, Paul, I need those mushrooms because I was able to see and hear things I wasn't able to in years and stuff like that.
You could hear the ants' footsteps on the branches.
Oh wow.
Like,
And
imagine
his visual acuity was heightened. And that's been shown scientifically. But I love that story. Yeah, Paul Stamets.
Mm-hmm. And it was like that for me when I first did acid. Like when it first, now I'm used to it. Like, all right, yeah, now I paid the price. Now I can see for a while. But it was first like overwhelming for me when I did acid. I was just looking around and I was like, everything is just hyper reality. Like, it's clear as shit.
Reality. Clear.
It was just so. It was so like how I see on the TV. And now I know that they have 8K TVs out there. And I'm fiddling around being hype about 4K, QLED TV. They got OLED 8K TV. So the technology that we working with is so as above, so below that I can kind of predict what's next by just off of my own experiences and just hoping that I'm going to somehow make the technology or that somebody else is going to make it. But it's this field where it's like the ideas exist that, and if you go in there with a certain skill set or a certain character trait, and you're going to be able to have some cool magical, you're going to be able to change the world or create the reality, like literally change the world, bring a new algorithm into play. Like, yo, I just got this new, how we say we get new downloads after trips and stuff like that, and zip files, and it be taking a while to get unloaded into our conscious brain, but we know we got some kind of download, and it's ticking, the clock is ticking. We got to deal with this thing called time. And in the book Magicians that I finished reading, it's a fiction novel, but you know how I see that, it's still truth. They was showing how some magicians that went inside certain worlds, how they was so bothered by time. Like, oh yeah, when I go visit this place, I have to deal with the time. So I'll be seeing that as us. We leak into that persona sometimes, where we be getting frustrated with time and stuff like that. Man, I wish this would move faster. I think that's because we internally know that it can move faster, and that we somehow know how to make it move faster, but in that moment we just not doing it. It's just not at, or just that's just how the reality where we at. That's how the laws are there. That's how it is. It is what it is in that moment. But I'll tell you, in the end of Magicians, I wanted to cry and read it again because it was beautiful how they wrapped it all together. Because in the end, he became the god of Fillory, which he always thought was just this place that existed in the book. But then through his magical training and all this other magicians doing stuff and leading them on his path, he eventually got to recreate, after that, becoming the god of Fillory and giving him his power, he created his own world. He created his own world, and he was just in tune with everything. I gotta get the PDF so I can read it. I'm gonna just save it for that till I get the PDF.
Okay.
But it was just giving me hints of what I'm up to. Like he just had the power, and then after he created it, he forgot about everything. Like how in depth it was when he was creating everything. Like he was in tune with the grass and the flow of the wind and the personalities of things, and he was fixing certain things because he was repairing the world as well and creating it. But then afterwards he just forgot everything. but he was satisfied with that world afterwards. Like he didn't need to be a part of it as much as he always thought he had to be. And then he just went on into another world with his girl, which wasn't his girl in the end. He just said, "You know, we're still not together, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I know, but we're going to go on adventures." So that book is awesome. How they talk about relationships and relationships with people and the relationship with the world and the universe at large. And yeah, how you just choose to be a magician. How we're magicians at this thing.
There's a good book on Audible about magicians that I really enjoyed. I had to find it, but it's something about magic. I'll have to find it. Am I on mute?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. It's a really good read. It was one of my favorite last year. I just didn't talk about it on the chat. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. That's about to freeze. Hold on. Yeah, I'll look it up later. I'm multitasking right now.
Cool. I'm looking at by the time the Middle Ages, the kind of underground movement was taking form.
No.
I'm skipping through this book, trying to see if a cool chapter come up in Secret Machines. I'm telling you, I'm gonna write that book. We're gonna write that book.
Oh, you're looking at
So if
Secret
anybody-
Machines right now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Dang, man, I wish I wasn't so focused on my work right now because I really do want to chop it up with you guys about that, man.
No, it is what it is. Let me go over here.
For clarifying, I'm happy to hear the chat.
All right, say college. Oh, they talking about Shambhala. Shambhala is sometimes described as like a pure land, a place beyond the reach of ordinary travel. Initiation is said to establish predispositions for rebirth in Shambhala. Shambhala, not only for the sake of maintaining practice of the Karachaka system, but also for being under the care and protection of the Kuraka Ruda with a wheel when the Great War comes. That's a mouthful.
Yes, it
The
is.
psychological experience that is associated with the UFO consists in the vision of the rotundum, the symbol of wholeness, and the archetype that expresses itself in mandala form. Mandalas, as we know, usually appear in situations of psychic confusion and perplexity. Carl Jung. Yeah, that is a cool connection. But that's only some people. What are your thoughts on people that have UFO experiences and they panic or say they was
I get it. I get
Uh-huh.
it. I
Yeah,
totally get it.
I thought you would say that. As soon as I was asking you, I was getting the answer already in my head from you.
Nah,
But
man.
we gotta put it on the
My last
show.
time, I think I did like mushrooms a couple months ago, and had this really weird dream state. Like I don't know if I was tripping or if it was like I was transitioning to the dream world, but uh it was terrifying. I didn't like put it in words. I think I talked about it on True Life's podcast once, and then I was like, I don't ever talk about this again. But all I remember is there was a needle going somewhere the sun don't shine, and I appreciate that. And I was like, I almost woke up screaming. Like I literally almost woke up screaming with my girl next to me. But it was weird how it played out because like I'm pretty sure like I was in like a hotel room or something. Yeah, they kind of like played and manipulated me in that dream like state. Um, but it was like I think I was like in a hotel room. I don't know if it was another life or another world, but it felt like a hotel room. And in my bed there was I assume an attractive girl, naked, and I laid behind her. She was on her side, and then I got behind her and I had like one knee like pressed against her and then another knee like pointed towards the ceiling. Like, I don't know. I put my leg up and just get in a position to, I guess, I don't know. And I don't know. It was weird, but like it was happening. And then once I did that, I looked down to make it happen. And all I know is there was a needle, huge fucking needle. And I freaked out. It was very hypnotic. I felt hypnotized, quite honestly. Like, it's not something that would happen on a day-to-day basis, but it was just like a video game almost. But once they got me there, it's like, okay, we got him into the trap, if you will, and then there was a needle. I hate needles.
I do too. I do too. I have an inherent fear of needles for some reason.
It was
Every time
crazy,
I go
man.
to the doctor. And
But
I
it
used
felt
to
like an
think,
abduction too. That's why I say I understand. Like it felt very much like we're gonna augment his reality to get him here, and once we have him here, we're gonna operate. That's what it felt like.
and then put them back.
Yep. But it was terrifying. So anyone who says they had a probing, terrifying, traumatic experience, I can see how there could be trauma that could happen there because I've been there myself more than once. That's just the most recent one, and probably the most terrifying, just because of my own personal displeasure with it.
Yeah, I think if a lot that's wild that happened. I think I remember you mentioning that before. It was I think I was there when you mentioned that on True Channel.
Yeah,
I
was not happy. Oh man.
I was thinking of hypnotism and stuff like that. And like getting that to bring up what they call past lives, or just to bring up UFO encounters and see if it's like repressed memories and stuff. I always wanted to get that for myself and see if anything happened. I was like, I'm so interested in this stuff, and I know that it happened, and that it was probably just like Men in Blacked out of me and real fast.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people, the way I pay attention to this stuff is the way people pay attention to stocks or things that make them rich and stuff like that. Like, this is all my world and everything. And dealing with mushrooms, when they start unlocking little tiny mushroom memories or bring me in contact with ships and new experiences, I'm like, if this stuff was already happening and I'm learning how memories can be taken away and bringing to other spaces and stuff, like how much actually did happen since I was a kid, or any of us since we was kids.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about the hybrid programs and stuff like that, which I think it would, no doubt we already hybrids, like.
Agreed.
But how people be saying they had be pregnant. You ever hear those stories? People say pregnant and then they not pregnant anymore. Like they have a baby bump and they have abduction stories, and then when they get to like 4 months, their baby is gone. I was so wrapped in that. I was so wrapped in that piano key that I was scared about my daughter when my girl was pregnant. Cause that's when I was first learning about this stuff, and I ain't have no psychedelic experiences to have my own voice yet and stuff. So everything was just so up in the air. I was like, yo, what if she just like the bump just disappeared later? And then it was like, she's not pregnant, we gotta explain it. But those kind of stories, I don't just gotta talk to. Why not? Why not? That's all I gotta say. Why not? And look, as soon as I say it, she pop in. What's up, baby? What's up?
I'm gonna pull over.
Well, yeah, anything, if y'all in the chat right there in the YouTube, anything y'all want to tie on, just tap it on, type it on in. I'm just going off whatever next thought pop up. Hold on. Let me look up, see what happened when I type in African gods mushrooms. See what pop up. Mushrooms in Yoruba mythology and medicinal practices. This is like a whole scientific article. I gotta read and download through your school or library. Alternate access for independent researchers. Yeah, I gotta sign in and all that stuff. I'm gonna save this. Alright, let's see this. botany.hawaii.edu. Oh, this is Terrence McKenna. We know about his stuff. And I said Africa.
Hey, I'm gonna be right back, man.
Hawaii.
I'll be right back, my G.
Take care of business. Yeah, nothing is really coming up when I type in African mushrooms. Oh, unknown. That's why Kalindi I was so legendary, so beneficial to us. Because he actually found a lot of knowledge coming to mushrooms in Africa and connecting all of those circles. By beings who created magnificent material. These pictures tell of a time when the Sahara was still a blooming garden, a time when no one even suspected that processes of erosion. Yeah, that's not really saying anything. That's helping us out. But if you're drawing cave art back then, it had to be under some substance. Say, I'm gonna paint these things on the wall. Like, look at our artists now; they're the most eccentric people. Look at mushroom heads now; they're the most eccentric people. It's eccentric. Among the most striking renditions of the Tens Taza Drift Tessely Ditcher is a picture of a masked anthropomorphic beings engaged in ecstatic dancing. This figure, anthropomorphic being engaged in mushroom dance, includes several dash lines, which are most interesting because they connect the mushroom with the center of the heart, center of the head. At the same time, these lines represent a flow of energy, maybe even the mushroom's influence on the human soul. This picture is clearly indicative of psychotropic mushroom use. It seems quite remarkable that as early as 9,000 through 7,000 years ago, the head was apparently considered to be the seat of consciousness. By contrast, 4 or 5 millennia later, during the European era of classical antiquity, the brain's role was merely thought to be similar to that of a kind of cooler. Other rock drawings also depict mushrooms as being mythically linked with fish. Excuse me. Fish. I never heard of fish before. And I want to find this painting. I want to see this picture. Tenzarif. All right, here we go. Let's see how this looks. Whoa, I did not see all them chats. What's going on, Gabriel? You said They all use mushrooms. They don't just be telling regular folk. Exactly. He was able to get that knowledge and bring it to us. The dance is in the magic and martial arts along with the mask. There you go. Hey, thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming on by. Yeah, the dance, the movements that you make. You said the mask, representative of the beings that you've seen or your own creative flow. Like I said, I'm not just this face. Oh, they can't make this bigger. See if I can. Real blurry now. It's about 2-hour walk, maze, stone, sandstone streets and pinnacles, and it's easy visible as a morning trip. I don't know where any of these places are, so it's all far from me. I gotta find some clear images. Where's the images? Why is images and more? Here we go one. Took 3 Gs the other day and barely anything happened. Well, I know that's disappointing, and like, damn. I was prepared. You was prepared and everything, King Guys. Somebody asked me that before. This girl, I was about to call her Michelle. I forgot her name, but she asked me. She said that before too. She asked me, "Man, I took an eighth yesterday. I mean, a couple months ago, and it didn't do anything." I was like, "It's because you already there." But still, did you get any visuals? I know you would have wrote. You didn't get anything. Could have been the stomach, what you ate, setting. I don't know. Chemistry at the time. But I be thinking, like, are we already there? I gotta take more than a gram so I can see. Or more than 0.5. I'm going soon. Just been busy doing nothing. I've been doing a lot, but I'm gonna get back into these cave paintings. Hey, here I come. I'm not gonna be much longer. We're gonna get back into school. We researching it now. Gabriel. Like I said, that book gonna be coming soon. All of this is the material to experiences. So thanks for contributing. Oh, there go the mushroom head they was talking about. It looks kind of like. Yeah. The oldest reputation of hallucinogenic mushrooms. Literally a mushroom head. Mushroom intentions or something. Dang, it's this movie that Yoel brought up. I watched it. I actually did watch it. It was on Netflix. It was African. It was made in Africa, like one of the countries over there. It was produced and everything. And it was interesting because the guy had dreams and the character looked like this and was just dancing in front of him in his dream. But every time he seen him, he would get scared and start running. And then eventually he merged with him. And then once he merged with him, because he went to one of his the elders and was talking about his dreams and what he was seeing. And then he said, yeah, when you see him, don't run when you see him. So then when he started to run, so then when he came back, he kind of merged with him, where now in his regular life he became that being and he wasn't talking and stuff like that. It was real interesting to watch. When that title comes into my mind, I'll tell y'all. No bad. Oh, you seen it? You remember the title of it? Yeah, that's what we happen. It'll be fearing things that we literally running from ourselves because it comes in a form that we're not used to. Like that Beyonce, I'm gonna just type in devil because that's how people go and look it up. When she be wearing this the one I was looking for. When she was wearing these horns and stuff like that. And people's like, oh man, Beyonce the devil, like we gotta stay away from her, like she's promoting Satanism and things like that, when she was really going into the ancestry of African culture and taking on the resemblance of them, just like the God was in a dream, just like we do with ourselves. We see a higher version of ourselves and we like, man, that's a version of me that's acting out on reality. Like I'm acting out on here, but I'm bigger than what I'm seeing. Like I'm seeing what I'm seeing. And they said witchcraft and idolatry of Beyonce. Like, why do people think Beyonce is a witch? And then look, I think they actually referred to the come on. Yo, I don't want a free trial today. Oh, they locked up the whole thing. They like, we gonna get ours. Hold on one second. I'm gonna sign in to Amazon real quick. I support the hustle. I support the hustle. Just make sure y'all do that for me when my website get built, which I'm actually in the makings of doing. I bought the domain justtainow.com so nobody else can claim it. And I'm trying out different sites that help you develop a website. Continue to payment. You said it was, free trial. Oh, this is too much. I'm sorry, I can't do this right now. I'm gonna try to find another article. Beyonce, now that I have more hints. Beyonce, Coachella. Outfit. Devil, just so it pops up. That's right. Origin. Or let me type in what I want to type in. African origin. Sorry this taking so long. Haha. There's the image and Nefertiti on the back. The second outfit. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Where's the one with the horns? Oh, y'all get what I'm trying to say though. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. I was trying to have a solidified answer, but they're dancing around right now. A ball maniac. Yeah, that's just the company. Yeah, they not trying to dig into the actual African origins of it. But y'all get the picture. Y'all know now. Y'all know where they got their influence from. Hey, baby girl. I'm about to get off. Thank you, babe. You was behind me that whole time. I was not looking at the screen. Hey guys, I think I'm gonna tie on out of here. We had a good show so far. Some awesome guests came by. Shouts to He said, yeah, they never do. They not going to. It's gonna claim it as their own. Come on, stop bending reality, baby girl. You gotta fix the tear in reality, bro. You can't just tear it up like that. Leave that rip. They don't know where you coming from.
Just keep it. I get to mangus.
He said you're always busy. Yeah, that be happening lately to me with True Channel. I'm always doing something or sleep or didn't get the notification. It happens. It is what it is. We always here, even when we in other realities, hanging out with each other. That's why we so cool here. We always chilling somewhere in hyperspace. So there's never no worries on this end. Never no worries with anybody. But yeah, I'm gonna catch up with y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all on the Thai side. Thanks for tuning on by. All the special guests, like I said, Piano Key, thank you for coming and tying and sharing your experiences. We're gonna get more in depth and we're gonna keep creating more time and experiences so we can do what we do best. So we all tie, but do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I really don't know. But this was awesome times. Ty always